are you? If you can head over to YouTube, or if it's easier to watch here, but I prefer everyone trying to get on YouTube. And let's see here. Good morning, everybody. It's the B cup. I'm going to be making B cups really soon, too, as soon as I figure this out. Why does it feel so complicated to me? I don't really know. It's not that complicated. What's complicated is doing 2 streams at the same time. It's actually a little bit complicated, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Hi, kids. Hi, Smash. Thanks for showing up there. I have to fix my... it's way too much. You made it. I love when people say they made it. It's so great. Right on. It's so awesome. So the problem also that I did that's so stupid is I changed my settings on my computer for some reason. I'm not sure why I did that. I just want to make sure that we're streaming good here. Good morning, kids. So good morning, everybody. I'm looking here, but I'm also looking here because this is YouTube and this is Facebook, and I'm merging them together. So if I seem a little bit off, it's because I'm trying to pay attention to 2 streams at once, which actually takes a little bit of skill. So good morning to Darla, Robert, Kim, Katie. I love calling you guys all out because I acknowledge you for coming and showing up to our important show. And we had one of our beautiful, hi everybody, Riley and Crystal and Tori. Hi everybody, totally awesome that you're all on the stream. And, oh, see, that's what happens because I have it completely against something. So on my YouTube channel, I've figured out how to make a little bit of a, I need to get a phone holder. I'm just being lazy. I'm just being lazy. Not lazy, actually. I just don't have the time. If you knew all the incredible projects I'm doing, it's crazy. But anyway, Philip says, can everyone send me healing vibes? I hurt my hip. Oh, we're always sending you good healing vibes. Always, always. And if everyone can move to YouTube, I don't have to do this thing. But I'm just going to let you know on Facebook that I'm actually paying attention more to my YouTube channel these days. So I would love it if you could come over here. I'll be able to acknowledge you a little bit more. Hi, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. Katie says, morning, Buck. So glad to see you. Been a rough weekend. Oh, are you okay? I hope you're okay. Today we're going to have a little discussion about call-out culture because, you know, it's just fascinating how people think that they could just... Calling out is important. It is totally important. But before we get onto that, I'm going to do a little bit of this for 1 second if that's okay with you guys. Okay, so hold on for 1 second. We're going to talk about call-out culture. We're going to talk about call-out. Now, I'm going to tell you again, the people who are showing up on Facebook, we're actually on YouTube. So if you can actually move yourself over to YouTube, it would help us a lot. And I tried something new this morning, and it's not working. I'm trying to hold my phone there. Because we're going to have the discussion mostly over here and not over there. It's too difficult. But I think what I should do is figure out how to put both of my cameras straight ahead, and then that's going to be a little bit better. So, good morning, Saskia. Jocelyn says, good morning. Maybe put a rubber band around the bottom of your device. No, I know. I totally know. But I could totally MacGyver it all, but this is the guy that wakes up, jumps out of bed, answers a ton of emails, drinks a coffee, does a teeny little bit of a workout, gets on here, and then now I'm here. So, yes, you're right. I need an assistant. Yes, I do, my friends. So I want to see everyone who's over here on, we're getting good on YouTube, kids. We're getting good on YouTube. I see a lot of you people moving over here, and I very much appreciate that. Very, very much. And I want to reiterate again why. Hi, Julia. Nice to see you. I'm glad that you figured it out too. Daniel and V and Francisco. You love the commercial. Right on. So Everyone drink a sip of their coffee for 1 second so that I can drink a sip of my coffee, okay? So let's do that together. You know, Trampa loves his coffee. Okay, let's get deep down in it now because we're wasting time here, okay? So, hi, Tracy. Nice to see you. I would love to acknowledge all of you because I love doing that. But I really want to get deep into this conversation because it could get quite heavy here for a minute, okay? Day says, oops, I sipped prematurely. No, you're allowed to sip during the whole show because you're going to need this. So, take a deep breath. Hi, Rachel. Oh, yeah, Stacy is my assistant, I know. Rachel and Stace are here. Acknowledge them constantly, as well as Ty. Those are our 3 amazing moderators of the B Cup. They're the ones who have created the B Cup and helped me to push it up. So always acknowledge our moderators because they're the people that keep this thing flowing. We don't have any nonsense in here. If you know that, we don't have any nonsense. It's because we have amazing moderators, okay? It's the reason why. We don't have bullshit. So if you're coming to the B Cup and this is your first time, I must say the rules. Rachel or Stace or Ty will also put the rules somewhere eventually. But listen to me. These are the rules before I get deep. No bullshit, okay? We are here for conversation. We are here for opinions. We are here for dialogue. We are here for love. We are here for respect. We are here to learn from each other and to give and take from each other and to move forward. Hi, Carrie Ann. These are the rules of the B Cup. Other than that, you can say and do and be whoever the hell you want to be. You will never be judged in this room. But what you will not do and what we will not tolerate is abuse, bullying, okay, and bullshit. And that means if you believe in something that maybe I don't believe in, it's okay. We are okay having different opinions. We are okay, okay? So remember that. This is not a group where you have to be saying trigger warning before you speak, where you have to worry that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Because you know what? In real life, you're going to fucking hurt somebody's feelings because that's the way it works. You're not going to be able to please the whole world. And if you think that you have to change the way you walk and talk in order to not hurt somebody's feelings, you better rethink that because that's not real world living. Now, we don't want to walk around the world hurting people's feelings because that's not cool either. But what we have to do is have a real discussion. Sometimes getting your feelings hurt wakes you up and makes you think, why did my feelings just get hurt? Why is that word tranny bothering me so much? Why does it hurt me when someone says faggot? Why? Think about it. Don't just block yourself from that. Because when you block yourself from that energy and of not knowing but only being like, everything is triggering me, you will never be okay. And this is what we talk about in the B Cup. And this is what we talk about here because we need to talk about it. And we need to start to talk about why is our community so overly sensitive. And yes, I did say it. And if you disagree with me, you are allowed to say that. But why? Why have we come to a space where we just can't have dialogue because we're worried about hurting my feelings or your own feelings? This idea that you have to trigger warn everything has destroyed us as humans, not just trans people, but as you tell me anywhere in real life where you walk through the door and the first thing you say is, hi everybody, trigger warning. No, ain't gonna happen. So when we teach our people in our community that you must be trigger warned, you are teaching people something that is not real life. Something that will actually keep you down. Hey, David, nice to see you, my friend. Carrie asked if I got... No, I didn't get your message. Send it again. Anyway, you know how I feel about trigger warnings. I despise them. And not because I don't think they're real. I do think they're real. But they're a crutch. They're a crutch. Think about a crutch. Think physically about a crutch. Now, look, if I have a crutch my whole life, every day I walk around, I'm not functioning. I'm not functioning. Let's teach you how to get rid of the crutch, okay? Let's teach you how to not have to be, okay? focused on just having to be like this all the time. We want to teach you to walk upright, straight and up and there and into the sky. And everything you ever wanted can be yours because you're not functioning in the trigger mode. We have gatekeepers, and these gatekeepers have become leaders, which is even more fucking dangerous. Okay? We have gatekeepers who have become leaders because they saw the weakness. And that's how cults start. And that's how bullshit starts. And that's how people get pushed down and don't grow. Why do you think our fucking country is a mess? Because we have gatekeepers and leaders who tell people homosexuality is bad. Transgender is just trendy and it's new and it's people's ideology to create this shit. That's why. That's why, because we're being told all of this negativity, which is not true, and why I believe visibility creates change. The more we are visible and the more we have these conversations, the more we create positive change. And what do? We inspire each other to become powerful, not by pointing fingers at each other, but by holding hands with each other. Do you see the strength? Do you see the difference? Look what happens when I point at you. And look what happens when I put my hands out and I grab you and I put them together. What happens? We become one. We become a family. We move forward. Okay? I see that, David. David says here, political correctness is offensive. And in many ways, I will agree with you. I despise that as well. Because what does that mean, political correctness, okay? Good morning, Franklin. How are you, my friend, from Northwest Florida? Right on. And my beautiful friend Jamie's online. And hi, Christopher. Christopher says nervous. And I'm not really know what that means. If you could reiterate about that, that would be amazing. So I'm getting back to what the beginning of the show and what I want to talk about, okay? I needed to put guidelines out there because we're really getting into the YouTube space and more people are showing up. And people who haven't been on our Facebook space, okay? Hey, Smash, it's great to see you. Don't understand the rules and regulations of the B Cup. So again, we're going to be putting those up here. We have great moderators. The only thing we ask you, good morning, Jamie, my beautiful friend, is that no bullshit, people. We don't want it. It's the reason why we started this. We don't want to shut down our community. We want to create a community that deals with everything and deals with triggers and deals with PTSD and deals with the reason why we're also afraid to move forward and deals with all the shit that those communities over there are hiding from by creating these shells and creating this lingo and this language and telling us how to speak and telling us how to dress, okay? I can't pronounce your name, but you said, yes, it's part of becoming a true adult, is learning how to deal with the bullshit and learning how to put aside and go on with life. No bullshit. I can't handle it. I won't handle it. I'm an old trampa. Here's the one thing about old trampa, though. Old trampa loves you. Old trampa respects you. Old trampa wants to talk to the younger generation. Old trampa wants to move forward. Older generations and younger generations together create what? Power. We learn from each other. I learn from you. I learn a lot from you. I learn a lot from the younger generation because I open my brain. You as the younger generation need to open your brain to the older generation because you will learn a lot from my journey. You will learn a lot from this old man who transitioned probably before you were born. And I don't say that I'm better than you. That's the misconception that many people in the younger generation are misunderstanding. When you sit and listen to an older generation of people, you learn a lot of your history, of the LGBTQ community. And when you lose your history, you don't even understand who you are and what you are. And I'm going to tell you that relates to every community. Every community. Listen to your elders. Take what you can from it. They're not telling you this is how it is. They're telling you this is where I came from. I hurt so much 20 years ago when I needed to transition and I didn't have this. This is a blessing for you. This is a blessing for you. Treat it as a blessing. Treat it as an amazing, beautiful privilege that you have. Do not shit it away with this desire to create a community where we all walk and talk. That is not being true to yourself. When you listen to everybody else and you follow everybody else, you have now been indoctrinated into a cult. You have not been indoctrinated into a community that wants to create you and you only. I will tell you this again because I say it all the time, my friends. Community is made up of individuals. Those individuals walk together and come together and create a beautiful community. Okay? That's community. Community is not all the same. Walking like robots. Misconception. David says, we know we must learn from our mistakes, but what people don't realize often enough is that we can also learn from other people's mistakes. All of our journeys through life are similar enough to learn no matter what. And that's the thing. I think we've just created a lot of ego. A lot of ego. I'm the first. I was guilty of that. I'm the first trans man porn star. I'm the first man to win the fucking AVN award. I'm the first man to create this. No, I realized I got to stop saying that because I'm not the first. This is a team effort. We create products. We create lubrication for us. We create because I can't create without you. If we don't understand how that works in our community, this isn't about me. This is about us. The B Cup is about us. Hi, Ryan. The B Cup is about us, people. Hi, Azra. Nice to see you. Patricia Miller says, exactly, you're brilliant. I don't know about brilliant, but thank you, my friend. Carrie Ann says, my mother always told me, you can't expect people to be understanding of something they haven't been exposed to or informed to about properly. She always reminded me that the most people have gotten, yes, this is the thing that we keep forgetting. Why don't people want to learn in our community? Why don't people want to take things from our community? I do. I always talk to the elders in my community. I'm an elder now, but I talk to the elders. You can't imagine the amazing things you will learn from the elders in our community. It's phenomenal and beautiful and amazing and so valuable and so part of everything that we should be celebrating. Sorry, kids. Celebrating. It's just shocking to me. It's not about me. You have to understand that. I'm not talking about me. Okay? Oh, hi, Carrie. Thank you so much, my friend. I'll check it out. So now I'm going to talk about something that tends to be a little difficult for a lot of the people in our community to talk about, right? And what is that? Calling out. We have come down to a space. I'm going to read a couple of these things before I get started here. Education about transgender people from Shock TV, ratings driven. Yeah, totally. Smash says, because these days the young ones know everything. But we were like that. We were like, that was totally Mr. Know-It-All. Philip says, I had to learn from other people other than my family. They have deep-seated prejudice, which most families do. So that leads into this and what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to tell you why I want to talk about this today. But before we do that, you must drink your coffee. It's very hot in Los Angeles today. Yes, I agree with you, Patricia says. Because of arrogance, people think, and you're right, ego. We have taught our community about ego. Ego is so... Hi, Jamie. Jamie says, every generalization has been a know-it-all until we realize every generation has been a know-it-all until we realize we didn't. Clearly. We know that. We're going to reach the young people right now. And you know how the young people are dear to my heart because I want to see them functioning like me. I don't want to see them trigger warning. I don't want to see them doing the things that they're doing that are going to be so detrimental to their health, to their growth. I'm standing back as an old trampa going, ugh. I can't really say anything because I don't want to seem like that old man who thinks I know better than you. So the only way I can think about doing it is creating spaces like this where we all get to talk about it and we all get to put our own thought process in it. That's the reason why we started the B Cup. So what are we talking about today? Our voices. How powerful our voices are. But if we don't use our voices as power and only use them to tear each other apart, we are not going anywhere. and how much of an emergency I feel this is, and why I always talk about it, okay? And why I feel like if we don't talk about it, we're going to get lost in it so fast, we're not going to be able to come back from it. So let's have this discussion. And first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with an example because I like to do that. It's 110 in Phoenix today. Disgusting, my friend. It's pretty hot here in LA too. And global warming. That'll be one of our next conversations. So here, that's what I'm going to tell you. So the other day on my Instagram, I love to post all kinds of crazy shit. You know me, I'm constantly pushing the boundaries and the way people interact on the internet and thought process. And I put things that I know are going to irritate people. I do that on purpose to create conversation. I don't want to just put selfies of me all the time. That's a little bit boring and dumb, and who cares? Everyone knows what I look like, okay? Hi, Tori. Tori says, I have a terrible headache, so I'm going to head out now. You have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Drink a ton of water, my friend. Drink a ton of water. Sometimes that alleviates the headache. So I put a picture of me before in my girl form, and then next to it I put a picture of a gorilla. And I said in this picture, some days this is how I feel. My transition feels like I transitioned into a gorilla because I feel so crazy and blah, blah, blah. And then I said, you know, I also believe that the gorilla is my spirit animal. I feel like a gorilla, and that's the animal that I feel the closest to. And so I put it out there, and I also commented, and I asked people to please tell me what their spirit animal is, okay? Everything's fine. Everyone's going on. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's talking about their spirit animal. It's all positive. Why I feel like a cheetah. Why I feel like a cat. Why I feel like a bear. Why mine is a dog. Why mine is a camel. Why mine is a giraffe. Awesome stuff. And then, you know I'm always waiting for it, friends. You know it. You know it. It's like I put it up and they just fly into it. It's unbelievable. So what happens? There it is. I get somebody that says, it's very rude and disrespectful. I'm kind of winging it a little bit. For you to use a spirit animal as a native term used by Native Americans, clearly, or natives, and that white people shouldn't be using this word. It's cultural appropriation, and by using it, it's disrespectful, and maybe you should say, and then they went on to quote and tell me what to say. And tell me that I should have said, some days I feel like a gorilla and other days I feel like, but I shouldn't use the term spirit animal now because it's culturally appropriating somebody else's language. Okay, here we go. So I'm like, you just opened the door for me. So what did I do? I clicked on that person's picture, and what was that person? A little white kid. A little white. Now, I know I'm making an assumption because you can't tell by just skin color, but I could tell. I mean, there was just something there that did not make me feel. And I asked, are you native? So I said, okay, I said, dear white person, first off, it is not okay for a white person to call out another person when that person is using this language, which has been used for a long time, in a very respectful manner. I was using it respectfully, and in no way was I using it to culturally appropriate or do anything. I was using it in a very positive way. Blah, blah, blah. So I went on to say, white people calling out white people for native language is bullshit behavior because what you just did is you spoke over the native as if your white voice is more powerful than the native's white voice. If the native people have a problem with me speaking and using their terminology, they will reach out to me and they will tell me, and I will have a conversation with that native person. 110%. And if I disrespected that native person, I will be the first person to tell you that. And I will apologize, and I'll even take the post down. And I said that. And I said, and by you over speaking to a native, you have just been the oppressor, my friend. So as much as you think you're learning to call people out with language, you better sit down and figure out what that really means, because your young generation is abusing the call-out culture and abusing it in a way that is misinterpreting what it means, misinterpreting how powerful and how important it is to call people out. If we continue to do bullshit call-out like that, you crumble. You weaken the infrastructure. You weaken the power of the word call out. You weaken why call out is important. When you use it in the context of just gonna call you out because I need to fucking, you see that? Lauren is a Native American, and Lauren just wrote to me right here, I'm a Native American and I wasn't offended. Bless you, my friend. And clearly I don't need that, because if I did offend you, I would want to have that conversation. But I knew exactly what I was doing. The thing that pissed me off was it was a white kid, number one. Number two, not even ever acknowledging my conversation with them once I said something back. Don't you call me out. If there's a Native in the room, and I even said that, please come on here and say something. And Native person came on and said, it wasn't rude. It was very respectful, and you did use it in the context of that. Okay, David, I'll see you later. This is what we need to talk about. I am not in any way against calling out. I think calling out is important, but it needs to be in the right context and intent. We cannot go around knocking people's feet out from underneath them because you, as the white guy, because it seems to be a lot of white people doing this. It really seems to be a lot of white people using their white privilege to bump the people of color or any other marginalized community over so that the white man can come and say, you're speaking native language, you need to shut up. Fuck you. Fuck you, white people who think that you can just come and talk about for everyone. You are ruining it. That is not the point of calling out. Let the community that the words or the spaces are coming from do the calling out. This idea of your political, because that's all it is when you do that. It's politically correct for you to be pointing fingers at everybody. No, it isn't. It's actually disrespectful to the culture that you think you're helping, because you're not helping. Azra says, many cultures follow animal totems. Medicine, that's not. Exactly. And I was using the term not in a negative way. Why are we being so overly protective? Not even protective. What's the word I'm looking for? Why are we being so this desire to create a space? I know what it is. I just thought about it right now. Calling out gives people, especially trolls, a space that they can put their voice out on the internet and look as if they're doing something. Sensitive, yes, but I think it's more deeper than sensitive. I think people who social justice warrior shit. Yes, but why are people social justice warriors? What does this mean? I really think it's ego-based. Because it's this way for you to get your voice and acknowledged in an arena where you're not acknowledged. So the minute you start calling people out, I immediately paid attention to you. And I immediately wrote you, so you got my attention. So is it an ego-based thing? Is it something to that effect? Ryan says, we all have a voice. Let us use it in a positive way. Instead of just calling people out over shit, you don't even know what the fuck you're saying. Calling me out over native language when you're a white person is rude, disrespectful, not even understanding the context of what everything was done there, and speaking over natives. Is that whole idea that the white voice is more powerful than anything else. And that, my friends, is what we need to talk about when it comes to this call out culture. Day says some of the folks who are calling out have been called out for the same thing and are a bit overzealous to turn that knowledge into a weapon. Great. Adamus says some have the lack of representation seems to fuel calling out instead of allowing other voices to speak. Patricia says the insanity of white privilege. Actually, that's going to be our hashtag for the day. You know, we always like to make hashtags because I think hashtags are hilarious. So, Patricia, can we take your comment? It says, and let's make that into the hashtag. The hashtag of the day is insanity of white privilege. Brilliant, brilliant. So Azra says, it's like the rebels without a cause. Darla says, I'm full Native American, and I love you, Buck, and everyone. I think the kid preached that was 1% Cherokee. You know, I grew up in a family that was raised in the hills of West Virginia. That's all I got to say. And Kentucky. And there's a lot of native land out there, if you didn't know. And so I was always told growing up that, yeah, your grandmother on my mother's side was like a quarter Cherokee. And I was like, wow, really? And so, you know, I don't know if that's bullshit or it's just like people just say we're part of that, but I could see how that could happen. So can I pull that card now? Can I pull that card? Oh, there's native in me. Like, come on, people. Come on. Come on. Hi, Adrian. I'm Adrian, and I'm part Cherokee, and I'm also a teen trans guy trying to change as well. Right on, Adrian. We welcome you, my friend, and you have come to a place where you will get a lot of love, you will get a lot of acceptance, you will be challenged here to speak up for yourself, you will be challenged to get rid of the things that make you fearful to walk through the world, you will be challenged on becoming the person that you want to be, not the person the community wants you to be. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm getting another one of those damn things in my eye again. What the fuck? I think I'm just working too hard. So Patricia says, Kentucky girl here, and Daywalker's right on. So kids, I love it when the younger generation shows up. It means we're reaching you. It means you're hearing us. It means come to us and listen. This is what you're gonna do. You're going to be freed from all of the bullshit that you've been indoctrinated to in the community of the trans, which has been completely, totally destroyed. Completely, totally destroyed. No, I don't stick things in my eye. You know what I mean? So when I see a younger generation come here, I believe that they're looking for something. They're looking for something that they're not getting in those other communities, or those Facebook communities are so toxic. And people call me toxic? Just spend an hour in one of those communities and you will feel dirty. You will feel so dirty like you have to wash. It's mean and ugly. Adrian says, I wish my grandma would understand, but she won't. I wish I could get her to listen. She will, my friend. She will. You just stay focused on you and you don't worry about what other people think about you. Your grandma's going to come around. My whole family came around. You just have to prove to the world that you know exactly what and I hate to say it, but it's the truth. You have to prove to the world that you are 100% who you are. And that means transitioning, because people will question you on that. Your family clearly is going to question you. Parents are going to question you as a kid. Not so much as an adult. But if you're younger and you're transitioning, don't think that your parents aren't going to question you, your grandparents aren't going to question you, your friends aren't going to question you. Everyone's going to question you. If you think you're just going to walk into transitioning and it's all going to be handed out to you, no, my friend. No, I don't care where you live. I live in Los Angeles. And believe me, people have a hard time here. I don't know where you live, but let me just tell you something. It's not easy to transition. Katie says, my grandma's father was in the KKK. She's probably rolling over in her grave since I married not only a Mexican, but a female. Teach grandma. Life is different now. Right on for you, my friend. Carrie Ann says the term spirit animal is used by many cultures and spiritual paths, especially amongst the neo-pagan. See that? So getting called out for bullshit. Hi, Stace. That's why I hate call out. People don't do their research. They're just calling you out now. Saying you're toxic. Because I look like this, I'm toxic. This man, toxic? I'm the biggest crybaby ever. Jamie says, yes, focus on yourself, Adrian. You have plenty of supporters, and those are the ones who give you good energy. If anybody is transitioning newly, and they're here today, this is what I'm going to close with, because it's time to go. This is what I'm going to close with. And I'm speaking to you kids, older, younger. And when I say kids, I'm talking about the generation that is changing now. Doesn't necessarily mean your actual physical age. Okay, it means you're transitioning in your life, whether that means transitioning as a transgender or transsexual person, or your sexuality, or just figuring yourself out and changing the way you are and creating yourself in a better form. Seth says, Tennessee, a lot of my family are actually really understood, except my mom, even pre-everything, and everyone even, yes, because you became yourself. Adrian says, I've been trying to get to the therapist and I have been focused on myself since I was 14. Stay here with us, Adrian. Listen to me right now. I'm going to close with something. I have to, my friend. I got a big day ahead. Before I tell you this, I want to tell you something I'm really excited about, and I'm going to live stream today from my Instagram feed. So if you're not part of my Instagram feed, join my Instagram feed because you're going to see something very special tonight after 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're going to see something special. So go join my Instagram feed. It's Instagram/BuckAngel. Easy. Do it because I have something very amazing that's happening this evening. I'm actually been asked to become on the board of a new transgender home that we're building here in Los Angeles. Well, it's already built. They bought the home. And this home, it's going to make me cry. It's going to make me cry. Have a coffee for a minute. Is going to make this toxic man cry. So, as you know, we have a lot. We have a lot of transgender people who have been incarcerated. Okay? Who have been incarcerated. Myself as well. Incarceration in itself is horrifying. Take it to the next level of incarceration as a transgender person, whether that be a transgender man or a transgender woman, okay? Listen, difficult. Now imagine coming out of that prison and you have no skills, you've been tortured the whole fucking time you've been there, you have no family, you probably get about $100 when you leave. They might put you in a halfway place. Again, with nobody you know, with no love, with nothing. It is why the B cup is important. And you have nowhere to go. I know many of these people. It's horrible. So, I've always dreamt of this. And one day it happened. Somebody called me up and they said, hey, Buck, do you want to be part of this new transgender home we're opening? And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we love you. We think you're awesome. We really would value you as a board member on this new transgender home that we're opening for people who are coming out of prison, are coming out of incarceration. They don't have anything. They go to these other homes where there's no other transgender people. And they again get isolated, and they again can't function, and then what? They're going to be not functioning people. It's fucking clear. So they said, we are buying this house, and we are turning it into a transgender home, which means that people who get out of incarceration will be able to come to this home where it will be staffed not only by all transgender people, from the cooks to the therapists, to the people who are the counselors, to the people who come in and out of there. It's a fully functioning transgender home. Can you imagine? So there I am crying because the opportunity for me to be part of a system that will not only be a safe space for transgender people who are at the lowest in their lives, And I get to be there, and I get to be making sure shit's running right, and I get to be attached to this, and I get to scream it to the world and bring attention to it, is everything to me. And what is that called? It's called giving back. Remember what I talk about? Giving back. So now, tonight, I'm going to see the home that they just got the funds to buy. Oh my God, it's so exciting. It's happening, you guys, here in Los Angeles. And then we're going to start to fix the infrastructure of the home. and start looking for transgender chefs, transgender therapists, transgender people to come there. It is incredible. And I think it's going to be one of the first in this whole country. So that's what I'm talking about, my friends. We must give back to our community. We must be part of our community. We must build our community with love and respect, especially if you have shit. If you have a privileged life now as a transgender person and you're not giving back to the community, that's not okay with me. I'm not happy with you. And I'm not talking about going out and marching with signs and being on YouTube and doing everything like that. That's not what I mean. If you need to just silently give a donation somewhere, or you need to talk to a transgender kid somewhere, or you just need to be present, that's giving back. But you cannot just take from our community and walk away, because then we have youngsters here. We have youngsters like Adrian, who's lost. But when he sees us and he comes to our room and he sees, oh my God, there's my future. What does that do? It changes everything. When you are visible, you are giving that visibility to the younger generation of people who are transitioning and need to see positive images of transition, not this bullshit stuff that's happening where everyone is so in a place where they cannot move, where they cannot speak, where they cannot function, where they've been told that it is okay to embrace your trigger, where they have been told that it is okay to be sick, it is okay not to be healthy. That's what they're teaching you. And I refuse to sit around and listen to it. Not going to be that man. Not going to be that man. Nicholas says, I look up to you. I'm pre-transition, and because of your documentary, I was able to come out of the closet and be me for the first time ever at the age of 33. Thank you, my friend. I very much appreciate that. And that's what I'm talking about. Be it, you guys. Join me. Join us. Join the revolution. Don't just sit there. Don't become part of the cult. Be you first. Have an opinion. Have your own fucking opinion. Don't have the opinion of others. Let your mind open. Change if you feel like you need to change. Change your mind if you need to change. But always, always, always listen, move forward, and listen to you. Do not second guess yourself because the guy over there is telling you you're not trans enough, or your grandma is telling you you're just my little Susie. Don't listen to it. It's their brainwashing, not yours. It is time for you to clear your mind. It is time for you to come back to you. It is time for you to take responsibility for you. Because when you don't take responsibility, fuck, that's it. Your life is done and you can't complain. You cannot complain. You can't complain about the dirty dishes in the sink if you don't even try to clean them. If you don't even go over there, who gonna give a shit if they're your dirty dishes or not? I don't care. If you don't like the dirty dishes in the sink, clean them. It's real. Start taking responsibility for your own thoughts, for your own desires, for your own space, and stop blaming it on everybody else. And that includes calling out. You better think about it before you pick up those fingers and start to go on the board and start to think that you have the right to call anybody out in this community. You do not have the right. What you have the right to do is silently reach out to that person and say, you know what, Buck? Saying spirit animal is a native language and maybe you're misappropriating blah, 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 blah. Then we have the conversation. But to publicly try to humiliate everybody because you think it is your job to call out, to hold people accountable is totally wrong. Because that is not holding people accountable. That's humiliating people publicly. That's destroying relationships. And that is also saying that you're right and I'm wrong. When that's bullshit. How do you know you're right over me? I just proved that you were wrong because I have a lot of natives who just stood up for me and said, you know what, Buck? What you said wasn't offensive and it wasn't cultural appropriation. So you, my friend, misspoke. Your white mouth out of turn again. I don't care. I don't want to call you out. That's why I'm not even using your name. But what I want to do is say, stop it. Stop over speaking for people. Stop thinking you're so special, butterfly, that you get to fucking be the... No, you're special. Yes, you are special. But you're not so special that you're better than anybody else. And that's what we created. Hi, Andy. We created a community of egotistical, narcissistic little brats. And I said it because I'm not scared of you. Narcissistic little brats who don't want to listen to me, and you can go away. I don't want you to listen to me. The only people I want to listen to me who are going to have dialogue. I'm not right. It's only what I think. There's a difference. I'm not that goddamn narcissistic. I'm only telling you what I think. Now, if you want to prove me wrong and have a conversation, let's do it, because I live for that. But I'm not going to sit here and shut up just because I'm worried about some little fucking kid getting his goddamn feelings hurt. If you don't get your feelings hurt, you won't grow. If you don't get told and knocked down and pushed around, I know that sounds really rough. I understand that. I've had people already say that to me. I'm a rough trampa. And I don't mean physical violence. I mean interaction. I mean interaction, exactly. Let's talk to each other. Let's walk with each other. Let's hold hands with each other. Let's have conversation. And that could include angry conversation. It can include, I don't agree with you, Buck. Do you know how many of my friends don't agree with me? A lot. It doesn't matter. We sit around and smoke weed and we fucking get into brilliant conversations. Okay? Patricia says, paying it forward always. That's the way to do it. Carrie Ann says, instead of concentrating on tearing each other down and policing our language, it is the thing we say over and over in this community of the B Cup. Why are we tearing each other down? Why are we doing it? Stop. Join us in the B Cup every day. Sometimes Trampall misses it just because I got a fucking schedule. But now I'm going because I've been on here for way too long. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time. I enjoy my conversations, okay? I enjoy creating a community with you. I enjoy moving us forward. And if it needs to be me as the guy who's there, I'm all for it. You know that. If I'm the guy that needs to educate the world, I'm all for it. But I cannot do it without you. I cannot do it without you. This is a team effort. Today at around 6:15, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, come on my Instagram. Every day we're going to talk about this, kids. Every day. Join us. Let's have conversation. Let's create our community the way we want our community, which is full of love and respect and beautiful people. We're all beautiful. Do you know that? You're no better than me. I'm no better than you. But this is the fact. You are me and I am you. Did you hear me? You are me and I am you. You, my voice goes out. It's how it is. This isn't just my voice. It is our voice. Can we please use my body, use my mouth, use where I have climbed up to? Because I climbed up. I did. And I'm not climbing down. I'm going to keep climbing up. I just want you to climb with me. I want to take this to the level where we are equal. There is no leader. There are only people that we want to have a voice, because we know that those people help us to move forward. That's what I'm talking about. Leaders like Laverne Cox, Janet Mock, Teague Milan, Adrian Dowling. Okay, these people have voices. Leif Ashley. These are leaders of the community, and they're smart leaders. Okay? I don't necessarily want to be a leader. I just want to be a part of. Let's do it. Go out there. Create change. Okay? Create change. And that means giving and taking. It doesn't mean one or the other. I love you guys a lot, okay? And you mean the world to me. So with that, I'm finishing YouTube, Facebook. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys a lot. And that said, you guys, I'm leaving YouTube now, but it's very important that we continue to move on to YouTube, because it's really helping us a lot. It's helping us change. It's giving us a bigger arena. And that, to me, is more important than anything, because people will start to see us and people will start to hear us and people will understand, oh my God, somebody's actually having the real conversation because we're not fucking around here. We're having a real conversation because you and I care about this community and you and I want to see this community come back to what it's all about. And what it's all about is us, not you and me. It's us, a healthy, beautiful community. Okay, kids, I'm going to leave you with, what am I going to leave you with? Oh, remember this? Bugs Mom. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And stay healthy, stay safe, stay focused, because those are all really important things.